and Umut, Tom? That is the question, because there is still stuff to play for, isn't there?
There is still a lot to play for. I mean, Emre, we've got here, should be in the World Championship and top of this group. I mean, it would take an absolute miracle for anything else to be the case. And there is still the third position to play for. I'm pretty sure that Umut is secure in second place, unless he does do the impossible and score about 16 goals. But there is stuff on the line here. Every goal and every game is important.
Extra pass, Yamal, there's one. Well, it hasn't gone the way of Emre Yilmaz. Caccia, of course, cannot get through. But there is the added element, if you do finish fourth in the table, you will get an invite back to the global qualifier for FC27, which does make your life a lot easier.
I'll tell you, as someone who hasn't been able to qualify to that part, and has actually qualified once to it, and I lost in the last game to qualify this year, that is actually really big for the players. They will have that on their mind, and everyone is still playing for something.
And of course, keep in mind that we are building our team of the year with you at home. Midfield done, goalkeeper done, defenders done. It's just the attacking three of both women's and men that we need to conclude. Keep your predictions coming through. Who you believe should be in team of the year, who you think will be. As we jump across to Manu versus Obrun. Speaking of which, Obrun's got one. But just for clarity on this, Tom, there's what, like a 12-goal gap between the two? Even if they were to be on the same points, with how the tiebreakers work, he's probably going to be too much to ask for Obrun.
It probably is. It probably is. I mean, it's a good start. It makes a dent into it. Abili, very underrated on FC26 and FC25. I would say that, actually. I like Abili, as we see Emre Yilmaz responding very quickly with Mr. Jude Bellingham himself. There's going to be goals everywhere. There has been goals everywhere. And we've started this game just like we have in the previous four, with more goals than we can keep up with. Umut and Darkley here.
There is still a chance that Umut could top the table, but again, it would need a stupid amount of goals. Well, Alberto's been in touch. Benzema for team of the year. What do you make about that? It's a bit rogue.
It's more than rogue.
It's a bit different. Speaking of which, Umut has got a goal. He could be level on points with Emre Yilmaz, both on 22, if Emre was to lose his game.
Gonna need a lot more of that, Umut. Maybe about 15 or 16 more if he wants to top it. A really nice. And that Smith time warp icon. People are saying she might be rivaling Pinner out there. Looking very, very good.
Obrun on for a second. It's on the rumour off his line. Someone else joins us in commentary. Richard Buckley's back. He loved it so much in round 4, but he's back again.
Can't get enough.
Someone in the chat just said Benzema for team of the year.
Yeah, maybe a couple of years behind there.
Maybe a few years ago. Some love for Manubachoore coming in for the women's team. Desiree Doué, great season. I think Dembele is most definitely a cert. Harry Kane.
See how quick that were up and off, Tom.
Yeah.
Getting about a second and a half.
Not enough airtime, I tell you that. They found my burner account. I'll put my phone away now.
Let's see what else is happening here. This is Caccia going 2-1 up against Emre Yilmaz. It's just left it too late, Tom.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It makes you question, maybe was his mindset now the pressure's off? Is he playing well? Or maybe was it a mentality thing? I mean, given Caccia's recent online form, probably not. But sometimes when you play free, you've got less to play for. You just enjoy it, and the goals start trickling in.
We talked about that goals for tally being the extra point. You can see it in perfect action there. Manu is losing to Obrun, but because of the superior goals scored that Manu has got, it gives him a very, very comfortable position.
You've seen on both sides, aren't you? Even with Emre and Umut.
Yep.
11-goal difference in goals scored between the Champions League winner and former world champion. The only thing that could change that is if Manu Of course, was to lose by quite a lot, and somehow Darkley was to pull himself through. He's losing 1-0 at the moment to Umut. But for how long? He might have just equalised here by the looks of him. Mohamed Salah has pulled one back. And Obrun has found a second in the bottom corner of your screen.
We have to credit Darkley. The angles, he knows the low dribbles, Richard. He knows how to use that with Salah. He's been using it a fair amount.
He knows the low driven.
He does know, as we see Obrun. Great pass, great through ball, and again, a low driven finesse that time. Very good shot selection on display from all players.
I mean, we just had a flurry of goals there. I'm very, very intrigued to see how that could have potentially affected this table. It's been a bit hit and miss, Oblak, hasn't it, tonight?
I think he'll be getting a vote for Team of the Year.
Big Jan. He's actually my goalkeeper now in Ultimate Team.
He's your goalkeeper?
Yep.
Is he still going to be your goalkeeper after what you've seen tonight? He hasn't been great.
No, I actually bought him off the market. That's the table as it stands there. Nothing really changing unless Darkley can beat Umut, and then you would see him jump up above both Obrun and Manubachoore onto 13 points.
I tipped him, Richard. I said he's looking all right. It could be his coming of age this game. It could be absolutely huge. I don't think Darkley's really been fancied by anyone, and he's going to need the performance of a lifetime, considering the form that Umut is in. Oh, we see it there. He's just unstoppable in attack tonight. I am really intrigued, by the way. Don't know if anyone else picked up on this. Umut is continuing to raise his hands after every goal he scores. I don't know if he's apologising. I don't know if there's something in it, if it's a new celebration for himself. But
can we see it again?
Yeah, I mean, you see, look, it's an interesting celebration. I want to ask him. I don't know. I haven't seen him do that before.
And that wasn't the only goal to go in this round. Emre Yilmaz has clawed another one back there. 2-2 in his game.
Every goal Emre scores, he can smell that World Championship spot. Manu brings himself closer, but Emre, if he continues to score, I mean, I think we can say now he is way too far gone, even though he is going to go 3-2 down here with a Lamine Yamal low driven.
Yeah, he could lose the game 22-12, but he's got a plus 12. It attracts offensive football, it attracts attacking, which I think is very good, but if you're the second place player there, you're very, very frustrated.
Yeah.
It's more the case of what Manu's he's put himself into a real spot of bother here, that the best thing you can do in a scenario like this is control all the variables yourself. Just win the games you need to.
He's playing it.
He'll have no idea what's going on in the other games, Tom.
He'll be playing on Manu's mind as well. He hasn't got on too well with the FC Pro Open. Nearly gets an equaliser, but he's gone to the last game again, as we see Darkley equalising. Huge goal. If Darkley can go up, this group is going to change very quickly.
Well, it was last year, man. It was 1 point off getting out of the groups.
And how many points he got?
17
points not to go through. That is absurd. 17 points now, you fly through. You fly through in third. Goal alert.
Well, which way has he gone? He has gone the way of Emre. 3-3 now this game. Headline news, Umut and Emre Yilmaz are on their way to the FC Pro Open finals. Who's going to be joining them? That's the question. Well, looks of it, Darkley or Manu. Darkley can turn the game around against him, and that could be the case. A billet.
Manu has to make the most of this. I feel like every time he's winning the ball back well, he's had a good couple of chances now, and in these games, the way they swing, when you're on top, you have to make the most of it. You need to be scoring 2 or 3 goals. And I think Manu's going to get one. He's due one here, but again, Obrun with some last-ditch defending, and Manu has to take advantage of this before half-time.
Well, they call this one of the most stacked tournaments of the season. Rich, Tom, is this the most competitive tournament of the year?
Yeah, it absolutely is, as Caccia was just slammed that into the back of the net there against Emre Yilmaz, 4 goals to 3. I want to ask you, Tom, you must have been in this scenario where you are Caccia, where you're playing, but you know you can't really impact your own performance much. We asked a couple of pro players earlier on today who have joined us, and they said obviously it's the pressure. You feel relieved because you then just play in the game. But on the flip side of that, how frustrating is it when you're now playing well, but it's just come too late?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure's off, but really, Caccia will be just beating himself up for earlier. Like, he's not really going to be having fun. He's not going to be sitting there thinking, oh, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I think, yeah, it's a strange situation to be in, but no, it's not. You're more going to be you're just thinking about what you've done. You can play freely now, and you'll be asking the question, why couldn't I do this earlier? Why couldn't I do this when I needed to, especially game week 1 as well? Like, you are paying for them mistakes still. Yep. It's not all about tonight. He didn't do very well last week. Was it 3 points? He's obviously potentially getting 6 this time. I think, yes, it's a strange position. You are enjoying it, but really, you're just beating yourself up.
We saw that exact scenario in Group A. Eljar Peixoto, 0 points in the first week, comes back in the second week, gets 4 wins out of 5, but it's not enough. It has to be, you'd rather be average on 2 game weeks than outstanding and really poor. If you can average 7 points over 2 game weeks and pick up 14 points altogether, you're probably going through on 14.
Yeah, you said it right, Richard. You can't allow too many bad periods. This format rewards consistency. It rewards the better player over the 2 weeks of playing.
And how many times, back to your point, in just, what, 3 or 4 weeks, someone comes back and they look like a completely different player.
Well, we have to talk about Nicholas as well, who we're going to see next week. Really poor in the first game week. When you look at the overall table, he finds himself bottom of the table. He's got enough quality to get 5 wins out of 5, but even that might not be enough.
Has to be some kind of game management. I always say that the top players, we've all got a plan A. Everyone can be one of the best players in the world when they're on their game. It's when you're not on your game and you're not playing 100%. What level can you show people? How good can you be? Can you keep yourself in games? Can you get 6 to 8 points during that bad period? So when you play well and you get your 12 points, you're still there. I think really, you're never going to be able to play at 100%. The amount of FC tournaments we have, the amount of games we play, you don't play all of these games playing your A game. The guys that win and do it well deliver their B and C game at a much higher level.
But apparently the word on the street is, I've just heard in my ear, that they were all asked in Group C about Nicholas and his performance next week. Believe it or not, they all think he's going to qualify still. And they're all above him. I think that shows how nervous they might be. Of course, that one, match day 7, that's happening next Monday. It's like he's just set himself up, Tom, for a difficult... I mean, look, I'm Nicholas. What challenge will I give myself next? Well, it's quite a big challenge. He's bottom of his group. He's only got 3 points from 15.
We'll see what he's got. He's set himself a big challenge. I mean, be interesting to see if he proves me and Richard wrong, but...
I personally, I mean, unfortunately, I'm not going to be here next week, but I don't think he qualifies. Just from the data we've seen, if you play that poorly in 1 week, even if you have an outstanding week, you're looking at a double-figure haul. Say you get 10 points, that's not enough. It's not enough to go through. And yeah, I don't think anyone who's picking up less than 6 points in 1 week to the next week is going to be going through. It's all about consistency, as you said, Tom, as we've got a goal here between Obrun and Manubachoore, and it's Obrun going 3-1 up.
Really poor offside trap there, it looked like, from Manu. Very uncharacteristic.
Very strong tackle there from Lacroix. Half-time. That game is all square. Well, why don't we lock in some more players into our Team of the Year vote? Dembele is in there. And you know what? For the community, Claudia Pina, we're going to put her in our Women's Team of the Year vote.
I wish someone saying Benzema and not Mbappe. Electric Zeke. I think you're absolutely there.
What do you reckon? Should we put Mbappe in?
I think he's got to be.
Is it a team year without Mbappe?
It's not.
It's not. We'll put Mbappe in, so Dembele, Mbappe. And is he the missing part, Tom Lees?
I mean, I'd be disappointed in the chat if you don't get the King Harry Kane in there. I'll be very disappointed.
Ooh.
Unbelievable from Obrun, by the way. I mean, Manu's in a spot of bother here.
If Darkley wins that game,
Takes his ticket.
he's out. Manu.
Ooh. Well, that's the replay of the goal from Obrun there. He is not making this look easy, is he?
I wonder if someone's giving Darkley a little nod, a little tap on the shoulder, a little pause, you know. Tell him what's going on.
5-4 now, but still, every goal is paramount. The game that really is everything is Umut versus Darkley right now, because Obrun is doing his job. As we see Musiala putting the ball in the back of the net there for Emre Yilmaz.
Well, over here, I mean, look, you can see these two on the same points. There is still a 9-goal swing on goals scored between Obrun and Manu, hence why that has not affected the table, even though they are on 12 points. The big one is that Darkley game, Darkley against Umut. Darkley wins. Of how this is looking, he's taking his spot. He's going third, the lowest ranked player. Could be on his way. Most definitely up the rankings, but more so into the FC Pro Open finals. Two in that game, so much riding on it. We will give you the latest as the goals go in. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh God. It might be happening, gentlemen. Darkley, 3-2 he leads. As it stands, he's in the top 3.
That is huge, Brandon. Huge in the context of the group.
And that's good time because Manu's just pulled one back. He's still 4-2 down in the game.
It's still in Manu's hands. Manu avoids defeat. He's in pole position. And you just saw a glance there. Just that little glance over.
I mean, it's hard to play in this atmosphere, Tom. How do you think these guys are going to be thinking? They no doubt can hear commentary. At least the coaches can. Is it one of them? If you're the player, do you want a little shrug just to say, look, this is the situation?
I think Manu has to know. He has to know what's going on here. You can't try and avoid him and tell him, oh, just focus on his game, because he does need to be aware of Darkley and what's going on. Simple as that.
But at the same point, he would know in the back of his mind that he has to win anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of, do you want to be told of what's happening around you? As he stands, that is the table. Oh, or is it? That goal brings Manu back in the top 3. Darkley drops back out.
Drama.
Umut doesn't realise what he's doing. He's having a bit of fun. He
doesn't realise he's playing with someone season it, does he?
He knows he's in second, and he's having a good time. I don't think he's quite aware. Look, he's just chilling.
No celebration.
No, he's kept the hands down this time. I think he's got some music in or something, but Umut, do you understand what you're doing right now?
To be honest, Tom, I don't think he cares. He's come with one mission, and that was A, look for top spot, B, guarantee qualification. And he's done just that. He missed out on top by the goal scored, but
I tell you what, this is not looking pretty.
And I'll be completely honest, Obrun is probably looking and thinking, I'm just going to keep scoring here. Just going to keep scoring. Let's see what I can do. Because fourth spot's really important as well, Tom. Fourth gets you that auto qualification back to next year's global qualifier.
Must be great starting the season knowing that as well. You've got your first LAN event to look forward to. You've got a date and a reason to grind straight away. It's Umut, huge goal.
Well, by the looks of it, he's 4-3 up. Even in the drawing position, he does keep Darkley out of the top three. Manu is, by the looks of it right now, getting through by the skin of his teeth.
It don't only kick him out of the top three, it kicks him down to 5th. Darkley's going from 5th to 3rd because of the points. You can see the table there. He's on 10 points. He's only 1 point off bottom, but he can still qualify in the top 3.
It's all moving.
It's all over to Darkley. It's all on Darkley now. He decides this group. Simple as that. I mean, he just needs 2 goals and the trajectory of the group is going to change massively.
Cannot take your eyes off this one. We'll jump back into it now. We are closing the group of death. Manu 5-2 down, but still will be going through by the looks of it. It's got to be on this one though, isn't it? The eyes have got to be here. Must win. A draw would not be enough.
Darkley knows what is needed of him. Win, and you've got a chance. That's all you can do. Win the game of FC for your Pro Open season to continue.
Strong off a reset, Darkley, really strong. He loves these positions, just moving around, trying to find the way through.
I tell you what, though, Umut's defended that extremely well.
Yeah, he's used a bit of team press to go man-to-man and then been super aggressive, made sure Darkley's found no gaps in there to the point he's eventually offside, looking to punish Umut.
Off play by Vidic.
It has to be perfect from Darkley from here on out. It's 30 minutes of FC that has to be perfect. Every possession, you can't give the ball away in silly areas, because if Umut gets that 5th and the 6th, it's over for you in this group.
Hello.
Smith, oh wait! He's just pulled back and forth! 4-4, and speak about unpicking Umut there, look at that! 1-2, thank you very much. There is a long old time left in this game still.
I didn't know if he was offside. It looked very, very tight, but the wording that I used there, perfect. That was a perfect attack.
He's listening to you. Inch, perfect. Darkley, he's really good at finding his striker. That time doesn't use the player lock. I know he did it earlier. He does a really good player lock into the striker, and he's really good, even if it's not a player lock, and it's what we saw there, at finding the striker's run on perfect timing. As we see Obrun, it's too little too late. I don't think he's going to be able to get the goals. Manu is now helpless.
Yeah.
That game has gone. He can't really do much apart from maybe score a couple of goals. He's now just got to look at this game. If Darkley wins, the world champion will be heading home.
What a wild statement, but factual. And the world champions season in the Pro Open hangs on the 2022 world champions' shoulders as Umut is vibing his way and giving a big helping hand to Manubachoore.
Put the hands up. I've seen it, he's back. I mean, Umut's having a great time. As you said, he is genuinely playing with Darkley's season here, and I don't think he really cares, because he's happy. He knows he's coming back in a few weeks for the finals. So Umut's just enjoying himself. You can clearly see. I'd love to know what he's listening to right now, or if he's just singing to himself. But Umut is playing with Darkley's season, and Darkley needs a big response.
Manu is not playing very well at all, but he's still done enough. Once again, Darkley back behind, having to try and pluck something out. You're unfamiliar with what the situation is here. Emre Yilmaz is already through. Umut is already through. There is a 3rd spot on the line. As it stands, it is Manu taking that. Unless Darkley can win this game, Darkley is the only player that can take the 3rd spot. Even Obrun in a winning position, it is not enough due to the goals scored. I'll tell you what, though. Caccia.
This group's very different, I've got to say. You would imagine if it's goal difference as the main tiebreaker.
And she missed the Mystery Nation tonight. Sweden was the Mystery Nation. Where's this goal gone? And it's a goal back from Manu by the looks of it.
If you're Darkley here, Tom, how do you assess this last 15? This will be probably the most nervous you've been in an FC game in your career. How are you judging this?
I mean, he's playing pretty free, I would say that. I think he's he has to build some momentum. I know Darkley's been pausing it quite a bit of times this game. I would just get playing if I was him. Maybe he likes me. It's unbelievable from Smith. He's getting a bit caught sometimes. I've noticed a few times now he's just holding on to it maybe a bit too long. But yeah, he needs to build momentum, whatever it is. I mean, Umut's in at the bottom corner. It could nearly be over if Umut can find the right passes.
One more goal will get him no doubt over the line. That could be game, set, match. What a different Umut we're looking at this season. He looks calm, he looks composed. He was already going through regardless of this result.
I actually thought he overplayed it, and then he just found that extra pass there. Yamal into Blue, finds the top corner. There is time, but Darkley must win. We're not talking about a draw here. We're not talking extra time or penalties. It is must-win scenario.
Well, I think his game plan has changed drastically. It has to be everything. The kitchen sink and anything else he's got in there has to go. I mean, it's really, really unlikely now.
Someone get a camera on Manubachoore after this game's finished and watch his face as Umut and Darkley wrap up, because it will be a picture.
178 goals, the same as last week. Are we on for a new record? The next goal would teeter us over the edge. And in time for 3 minutes. Well, this will be quite entertaining, won't it? Let's, as you said, keep a camera on Manu. Where's he going to be looking? Right, full time there. 6-3 loss.
But with Umut winning, it is enough. Fantastic connection on the handshake.
Yeah. And he should be even happier, because Umut could wrap this up and make sure that Manu has qualified for the knockouts with Shellin. Game over.
Well, the world champion is just about clawed his way through by the looks of it. After heartbreaking the FC Pro Open before, he has got another former world champion to thank.
He got a big deflection off Valverde on the way through. It makes more interesting something else.
I think Manu owes him a thank you tonight, doesn't he? Little, whatever it is he's going to help give him. I think Manu owes Umut one, I'll tell you that.
What could have been a crazy ending to the group stage. Well, we nearly saw the lowest ranked player in the group take out the world champion spot. That's not going to be the case. It looks like it's going to be Emre, Umut and Manu going through to the FC Pro Open finals. You know what that also means, though? Manu is going to be in the same bracket area as Anders Vergang. He wins his game, his first game of the FC Pro Open. He will play Anders Vergang in the quarter-finals of this year's FC Pro Open.
Be completely honest, I don't think Anders Vergang really cares who he plays.
That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I think the only person he probably doesn't want to play You're seeing him on the screen now. Former teammate, knows him very well. Probably a lot of respect there. Don't really think Anders wants to come head-to-head with Umut during this bracket play.
I think Anders will be happy to have a chance at Manu. I think he's not taking it too well that Manu's two-time world champion. I think Anders would love to get one up on him and have that for these debates that he seems to be in quite a lot. I mean, it's the game we all want to see now. If that's been set up for a quarter-final, I think we're all waiting on that in a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Just talk to me, Tom, about Umut.
Deserves a lot of credit. A lot of credit. I mean, maybe started to show signs before this tournament, you think, maybe not at that complete peak or his highest ability, but wow, he's shown anyone that had any doubts over him.
I'm not quite sure on how Germany picked their player for the Euros, but a little bit of a, maybe he took that personally as well, not being him.
I think something sparked into him, yeah, something. You have to ask him, because it's really good. It's prime Umut. It's playing how he always plays. I mean, I actually credit Umut with the through ball discovery in general, to be honest, from 20. He's been doing this 5-6 years. He was made for this. He was built for this.
Well, we have to speak about the headline news, by the way. There is going to be 32 players at the World Championships. 2 spots have been taken. It's looking like a good start, hasn't it, gents? Anders Vergang is there, and Emre Yilmaz will also be at the biggest tournament of the season.
If you'd have told me at the start of the Pro Open, Richard, predict 2 players who you think is going to be at the FC Pro World Championships, I think they'd have been top of the list. Emre Yilmaz, job done. World Championship qualification in the bag on the 12th of January 2026.
He might even crack us a smile if we're lucky. Not bad, is it? Tom, World Championship ticket by January 12th.
Yeah, I mean, what, you get 6 months now, looking forward to that, knowing you've got it in the bag. I think it relieves a lot of pressure as well, because the rest of the season is now just focused on playing well. Not about, oh, I have to win to qualify. You can now just focus on, how do I just keep boosting my game and playing well.
Commiserations to Darkley. What could have been if he was able to beat Umut. Umut wins. Umut's also going through to the FC Pro Open finals. And 182 goals in total scored tonight. More than last week. That's all the game's concluded.
Yeah, and the big takeaway news for me, obviously you see the top 3 going through. The players who played well today, I think Obrun ended well, Caccia ended well, and also Darkley ended well. But it was too little, too late.
You have to be at your best from the get-go. I think the main surprise, Obrun dropping out. Don't think many people would have predicted that, would have expected him to be in the top 3. So that's probably the biggest shock, but also, if it's at the expense of Umut or Manu, someone had to go. It was a group of death for a reason.